One Monday morning, a girl named Chloe woke up to the sound of thunder. She realizes she has a book on her chest, a book about mythical creatures. The chapter she was reading was about black-eyed children. Children who have skin as white as a ghost and whose eyes are as black as the darkest night sky. She eats breakfast and brushes her teeth as usual. She grabs her bags, and before she leaves, she hollers the usual goodbye to her parents. Only then remembering, her parents were out of town on a business trip and would not be back until the next week. She goes to school, and that morning they have an all-school assembly. Just as the assembly is dismissed, she sees two kids, new kids, at the other end of the assembly hall. They were both wearing the oddest clothes ever. Clothes that probably would be out of fashion, even in the 1800s. They gave her an uncomfortable feeling, but otherwise, they were just there. She went back to class, and during lunchtime, she and some of her friends were discussing what possibly could have happened to one of their classmates and friends, Sarah. Sarah believed in black-eyed kids. She said black-eyed kids had eyes as black as the night sky, darker even than the bottom of the sea. They always traveled in pairs and had skin as pale as a ghost. They always wore very outdated clothes, and in order to attack you, they would ask you for simple favors, such as using your phone or getting a lift. But if they ever do, you must not answer to them, or else you will have big trouble coming your way. Just then, Chloe felt a slight tingling at the back of her neck. So she looks back and sees the two kids she saw in assembly. These two kids' clothes were not the only thing she saw now. She also saw their pale, pale skin. She felt even more uncomfortable and finished her lunch quickly. Afterwards, she raced back to her classroom and tried to forget about the two kids. At the end of the day, she got onto her school bus and saw the two kids leaving school, walking home. Then, when she was 2 or 3 blocks away from her house, she saw the two kids were already there, wandering around as if they were waiting for her to come home. She snuck back into her backyard and went home that way. Soon, while she was doing her homework, the night fell rapidly. The sky was getting very dark outside. Then, the doorbell rang. Chloe jumped up in shock. She went to the doorbell, slowly, cautiously. She looked through the peephole and saw two kids. Both of them were looking down, so she couldn't clearly see their faces. She spoke up asking, "Hello, is there anything I can do to help you guys?" The taller one replied in a tone that sounded as if she had swallowed a handful of sand. "Yes, we are lost. My little sister is scared. Can we use our phone to call our parents?" Chloe, being a kind, helpful girl, said, "Of course, come on in," even though every instinct in her was screaming at her to not do it. She opened the door wide, but very slowly. Then the two kids looked at her at the same time. That is when she saw their eyes. their eyes that were blacker than the night sky. And then, before a scream could escape her lips, BAM! The door snapped shut. The next day at school, during lunchtime, the girls were talking amongst themselves, asking each other, "Have you heard what happened to Chloe?"